Hi, and welcome to today's Lunchtime Live on Instagram. I'm Vicky Newham. When you were growing up, were you told that you couldn't do certain things? Now, these may have been things that you really enjoyed doing at school, or subjects like English or maths, or clubs or weekend activities, things like football or ballet classes. Or there may have been things that you really wanted to try or things you wanted to do more of. So things like music or art. And you were told that you couldn't do those things, or that you shouldn't, or even that you shouldn't want to. And one variation of this can be, oh, but people like us don't do X, Y, or Z. And it can also take the form of, oh, you'll never be A, B, or C. And these can be things like careers, so wanting to be a writer or a business owner or a musician or an artist, for example. Or they can be things like sort of achievements and statuses. So, you'll never be a homeowner. Or a business owner or a university graduate. Nobody in this family goes to university, or nobody in this family runs their own business. I'm teacher and author Vicky Newham, and I've been studying psychology for over 25 years now. And I explore in my online courses how other people's beliefs and expectations can affect our lives. And these beliefs and expectations can take the form of things that people say to us directly. Oh, you shouldn't do this, or you cannot do that. And they can also be indirect. So they're things that we sort of grow up thinking and believing without really knowing why, or who this particular idea has come from. We've just sort of somehow picked it up and internalized it, and now we believe that thing as well, but we just don't know where it's come from. So most commonly then, this sort of influence comes from our parents, initially certainly, and most commonly it's our mother. So mum and dad, then it's siblings and our friends and peers, kids at school, the people that we knock around with in our neighbourhood. Teachers and authority figures can also have a big influence on us. And then when we're old enough to start dating, then romantic partners can also sort of project their beliefs and expectations onto us as well. So I'm thinking also, were you ever told, for example, oh, life never works out for people like us? Often when this sort of thing is said, then what's referred to or what's implied, well, if we ask questions or we dig a bit deeper, often it's about socioeconomic status, education, or the other thing is intelligence. That sort of thing never happens to people from our background, or that only happens to people who are really smart, or really intelligent or super educated, for example. Now, there's another belief and expectation that can be projected onto people, and that's, oh, you don't deserve this particular thing. Oh, you don't deserve to have that. Oh, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve to have friends or a good job, or you don't deserve to be happy. And I know it can seem like, that's a very strange thing, particularly if it's parents or mother, that it's a very unmaternal thing, for example, for people to tell their children, their offspring. But it is very, very common. And this is one that's a real biggie, and particularly important, because if we tell children and if we tell teenagers, that they don't deserve X, Y, or Z, then they grow up believing that there's something wrong with them and that they are, unworthy. They grow up with feelings, lacking self-worth. And it can also result in feelings of shame. Now, another belief that gets projected onto children very often is that they will follow in the footsteps of past generations. So we see this a lot with things like, family businesses. It's just expected, that you'll kind of follow into, mum or dad's footsteps. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all, provided, it's what you want as well as what they want. So why are other people's beliefs and expectations then important? Well, as you can see, these sorts of messages can have a huge impact on our lives, and they can literally shape and create our lives for us if we're not careful. Now, one tip that lots of my students find really useful is to think about the things that they've been told when they were growing up. You can't do this and you shouldn't do that and you will never be X, Y, or Z. Think about the things that they were told and then analyse whether or not those instructions or those predictions have actually come true. It's really interesting to think about. Now, if you'd like to find out more about what influences the life choices we make, then my free online course can help you. It's called Your Path to Fulfillment: Create a Life with Purpose and Meaning. And you can find the link to it on my website, vickynewham.com. Now, tomorrow in our lunchtime live, we'll be talking more about how to create the life you want. So I'll see you back here tomorrow at 1300 hours, 1 p.m. GMT. So that's it. Bye from me. Bye-bye.